It's a little demo of the civil drawing that we're going to be doing for applications of AutoCAD. This is from the handout. We've got the structure or the outline of the building on a plot plan, and the drawing has to be done using Surveyors Units, and the Surveyors Units are in that format right there. The south 85 degrees, 44 minutes, 51 seconds west just means that that line starting from A would be going due south and then swung toward the west by that amount. If you look at the Surveyors Units for the bearing over here, you start a line going due north, it swings toward the east by 11 degrees, 1 minute and 30 seconds. To do this drawing, I'm going to show you how to create a user coordinate system, rotate the coordinate system so that the x-axis falls right along that bottom property line. Use the plan command so that the orientation of the plot on the screen is nice and straight, making it a lot easier to put the footprint of the property in the driveways. And then go over to a layout and set up the layout so you have a view of the entire plot plan. And then you have a separate detail of the house itself, where the house has a different orientation. I'm also going to have you use a different scale for the house. And because this drawing is being done in feet, the units are going to be feet, decimal feet. When you go to plot it on a sheet of paper measured in inches, there's going to be some interesting things you have to worry about, or at least have to understand about scaling when you have different units for the sheet of paper than the object that you're drawing, or from the thing that you're drawing. So I'll switch over to AutoCAD. I'm going to make a new drawing. I'm going to start with imperial units. I'm going to go into the units command, and under decimal I'm going to leave it set to decimal because we're drawing in decimal feet. The precision we can leave here to 4 decimal places. When we dimension it, we'll set the precision for 2 decimal places. Change the insertion units from inches to feet, which means that if we were to bring in a drawing of a house, for instance, that was done in architectural units, that drawing would have been done in inches. If you insert a house into this drawing, where the units for insertion are indicated as feet, the house will be scaled to 1/12 of its actual size so that it fits onto the lot correctly. Now the angle type we're going to change from decimal degrees to Surveyors Units. The precision has to include both minutes and seconds, so we're going to go down to the third option. So we have degrees, minutes, and seconds. And notice the letter D indicating degrees. It's going to be useful when we actually place these. Pick OK. Don't change anything else. Don't change this to clockwise because Surveyors Units assume clockwise direction. Now I'm going to change my limit to 500 by 500, and that's 500, 500 feet. And I'm just doing that so when I do a zoom all, we have enough real estate here to actually draw. Before I start, let's do something else that's a little bit different. I'm going to go and set up a layer. And the layer I'm going to set up is going to have the name C for civil dash PROP. So that's just going to be our property line for the civil drawing. I'll make the line weight 0.5, so it's a thick line. I'm going to do something else a little bit unusual. My line type I'm going to pull from a different file than the standard AutoCAD file. I'm going to go and load a line type. And I'm going to go not to the one that comes up, ACAD LIN, but I'm going to go and browse and go to the R drive. In the R drive, on AED 160, there is a line type file called acad.lin as well. And if you open that up, it contains a custom property line type. This is one that I created for Liv Jamison because she likes having the letter P and the letter L kind of on top of each other and offset a little in a property line. So I created a custom property line just to show you that you can go and pull a line type out of another file. Pick OK. Now that line type is going to be fine even if you send this drawing to someone else because, let me pull my over in the screen, because line types are stored once they're loaded in the drawing itself. So there's my property layer. I'll be setting that current. Got a property line type, which is a custom line type. You won't find that anywhere else. And then we'll go ahead and do the drawing. I'm going to draw with a P line. I'll just pick any old starting point at all, say right about here. I'll go back and take a look, and you notice what I'm doing is starting from A, and I'm going to go at 294.93 feet. And even though there's a foot mark right here, since the units I'm using to draw in AutoCAD are feet, I don't include that foot mark or else AutoCAD won't know what I'm talking about. So if you have the handout in front of you, it'll be a little easier to follow this because I won't be going back and forth. Let me go back to AutoCAD now and we'll start doing the drawing.